And the prison escape that gets more dramatic by the minute. From his hospital bed, David Sweat tells how he masterminded the plot and made it all the way to a manhole a day before the big breakout. Hi there, everyone. I'm Brianna Keeler in for Ashley Banfield. Welcome to Legal View. New York State Police are finished interviewing captured inmate David Sweat for now, and they have learned plenty from him over the last 2 days from his hospital bed in Albany, New York. Sweat says that he was the mastermind, and his plot to escape started all the way back in January. He and Richard Matt even did a practice run the night before their escape. Sweat says they only used hacksaws, no power tools, carving their way through their cell walls and a steam pipe inside the prison. And we're also learning new details about the hours before Richard Matt was killed. A source tells CNN Matt was drinking grape-flavored liquor at a cabin. Then he went inside a trailer and fired several shots, which hit a RV driving by. And Sweat's DNA was found on M&M wrappers along the road not far from where Matt died. CNN national correspondent Deborah Farrick joining me now from New York, and we have former federal inmate Larry Levine joining us from Los Angeles. Deborah, what's going on right now? What's going to happen to Richard Matt's body?
Well, pretty much we can tell you that his family simply does not want it. They, according to the hospital, will not be have no plans to claim the body. We do know that Matt was reportedly abandoned as an infant. He was raised by foster parents. He does have a half-brother. He also has a son and a daughter, different mothers, who he was not really involved in raising. But right now we're being told by the hospital, Alice Hyde Hospital, that in fact the county, Franklin County, is going to claim possession, and they will probably bury him in some sort of a public grave. That's what we're hearing right now.
Okay, and Deb, tell us what Sweat is saying about his time on the run. He's really sharing a lot with authorities.
Well, he is and he's not. Authorities are going to have to essentially double check every single thing that comes out of his mouth. Like even the fact that he's saying that he used those hacksaws to get out of that prison cell. But even if you look at the hole that is behind that bed, there's a cut that does not appear to have been made by a hacksaw. It appears to have been made by more of a power tool. So they're going to have to corroborate every single thing that he's saying. Especially also, you pop up one man, you shimmy down 6 floors, you pop up a manhole that you seem not to like, and so you actually then have to go back up those 6 floors. A lot of stuff doesn't make sense, and officials that you speak to will say that all of this is really going to have to be verified, because it would mean that there would be 2 holes that were made for him to climb out the manholes. What we do know is during his time on the run, he was able to elude authorities. There was an instant where it's reported that, in fact, they were very close to somebody who was searching a house, that they could even hear a conversation that was being had. There's additional information that's being reported that, in fact, at one point, David Sweat may have hidden in one of those hunting sort of perches that are on trees where you sort of spot animals. So a lot of interesting details, but again, it's got to be corroborated. Brianna?
Oh, definitely. That's the question, right, Larry? How can investigators trust what he's telling them?
Well, the guy really, he has nothing to lose. He's serving a life sentence. They can go ahead and convict him for the escape, for the burglary of the cabins, whatever he stole, but the point is, he's never going to get out. And if you look at these steam pipes, and he said he's using a hacksaw blade. Well, anybody who's just taken a regular blade, because I don't think they were in a saw, they're flimsy. How many blades would he have had to have used to cut through that? Plus the steam pipe. Does this mean that Joyce Mitchell was bringing him in, I don't know, hacksaw blades for months? I don't believe everything he's saying. Also, think about it. He climbed through that steam pipe, cut a hole at the other end from the inside. That cut is too perfect. How would he know exactly where to pop out? My money is that somebody already had that hole cut for him on the other side. So maybe he's giving them information, but 100% true, highly unlikely.
Are there any incentives for him to tell the truth? He may be trying to evade time in solitary confinement, and certainly there may be some incentives for him to lie as well, right?
Well, protecting people. Let's put it like this. Could you really see him, a career inmate, career criminal, if you will, protecting any staff members, any cops? Hell, they already bumped 12 of them out of the institution. So he is giving up people. He probably just is not giving up the people that he knows. But in exchange for his cooperation, because normally on an escape in New York, they're going to put you in the special housing unit, solitary confinement, for 5 years. Chances are he's never going to go back there. And they're going to want him to testify possibly against all these other staff members, against Joyce Mitchell, who knows. Now, the correctional officer that they have arrested, or he's out on bond, I don't think he was really involved in this at all, because he's custody staff. Custody staff is a sworn correctional officer. And this guy was there for 27 years. So I think that both of them are telling the truth. He has no involvement. But as far as Sweat getting special privileges, better food, better living accommodations, he does not want to be in the hole for the next 5 years. Nobody does.
Yeah.
Maybe more telephone calls home. Maybe he'll get extended visits. I don't know if they get visits in the status that he's in.
All right, we'll see. Larry, thank you so much. Deb, thank you so much. A lot of details, still questions that need answering. Appreciate you both. Up next.